Hello and welcome. My name is Emily Jordan, and I'm the Senior Director of Sponsor Transformation at One Study Team. I'm so excited to be here with all of you today and to share with you how sponsors can use technology to build more patient-centric clinical trials. First, a little bit about One Study Team. One Study Team builds technology solutions to solve challenges in the clinical trial space. Our mission is to help accelerate therapeutic development around the world. Our core cloud-based platform, Study Team, securely connects research sites and sponsors for easier data sharing earlier in the recruitment and enrollment process. Study Team simplifies site workflows while giving sponsors earlier visibility to identify and remove barriers to enrollment. Since launching Study Team in 2017, we have been working with 70% of the top 10 pharma companies, multiple mid-sized biotechs, and more than 7,000 research sites in over 105 countries to accelerate the development of new and life-saving therapies. Across the clinical trials we support and the clinical research landscape, we consistently see one major challenge: patient access. Historically, clinical trials have often been perceived as focusing more on scientific outcomes over patient experience. That has started shifting in recent years, at least in part because of the Patient-Focused Drug Development Initiative launched by the FDA in 2012. In order to ensure that patients have access to clinical trials, we need to ensure we reach the appropriate patient populations, we make it easy for interested patients to access clinical trials, and we design trials in such a way that makes it feasible for patients to stay enrolled. In order to successfully enroll clinical trials and drive scientific advancements, we need to design trials with patients in mind. When designing patient-centric trials, we need to consider patient needs, viewpoints, and preferences. Finding clinical trials should not add stress to a patient's plate. Trials should be easy to find, and sites need to be easy to access. We need to find ways to mitigate hesitations patients may have. Can we minimize added risks that a trial may present? And can we ensure that all trial visits are truly necessary? And we need to meet patients where they are. Let's give them opportunities to self-identify for trials, and let's give them the flexibility to have remote visits when possible. So how can sponsors use trial design to ensure that patients can access, enroll in, and stay in clinical trials? That's where technology can help. As a standard, we need to build patient centricity into trial design to improve patient recruitment, engagement, and retention. Here are a few ways that sponsors can implement technology to support that process. First, sponsors should use digital pre-screening tools to allow sites to collect and share actionable data with their sponsors early. What do I mean by that? Historically, research sites have collected pre-screening data in multiple disparate systems, including on paper and in Excel, and only sporadically shared this data back with their CRAs and sponsors. This makes it really challenging for sponsors to aggregate and use this data, and you often only get actionable insights too late in the enrollment process to use them effectively. Instead, sponsors can streamline this data collection by providing sites with a digital platform where sites can track their pre-screening work and easily share real-time, de-identified data with their sponsors. This not only simplifies sites' workflows, but it also enables sponsors to much more easily aggregate this data and utilize insights to take action more quickly. With the right data, sponsors can pivot earlier in the trial lifecycle to better facilitate enrollment. So what is the right data? Sponsors should think critically about the information that will be most valuable to collect on a particular trial and across their portfolio. Then, set expectations with sites early in the study startup process about the digital pre-screening process and what data they're being asked to share. As a starting point, diversity data, i.e. criteria data, and reasons patients decline to participate can all be particularly valuable data points. Setting your sites up with expectations and workflow tools early can reduce administrative burden, freeing up time for patient care. And more time for patient care means patients can receive more individualized attention from their site contacts. In addition, this expectation for specific data collection can start to tap into the psychology of patients early, specifically when site teams collect information like why patients decline to participate in a trial. Do patients perceive specific burdens like extensive travel or an outsized time commitment? Are patients of a certain race or ethnicity disproportionately declining to participate for a particular reason? Is one of the IE criteria unexpectedly leading to more pre-screen or screen failures? Using all of this data early, you can begin to identify barriers to enrollment and course correct early, setting your trial up to enroll successfully. Within Study Team, our team configures custom patient logs capturing those key data points that sponsors find most valuable. Sites can then update those logs as they work to pre-screen their patients and share de-identified responses with sponsors in real time. No more collecting siloed data from each of your sites. Digital pre-screening tools simplify data collection for sites and data aggregation for sponsors, allowing sponsors to mitigate barriers to enrollment and allowing more patients to access and enroll in clinical trials. Are a disproportionate number of patients declining trial participation for travel reasons? That might be an opportunity to offer a travel stipend or patient transportation, or to look into adding a new site closer to where patients are located. Do patients decline because of time commitment? Make sure all of the protocol visits are truly necessary and determine whether any of them can be conducted remotely. Next, provide sites with visit management tools that allow them to more easily interpret complex schedules of activities and seamlessly plan for upcoming protocol visits. Giving sites tools to communicate more effectively and conduct research more efficiently frees them up to spend more time focused on patient care. Simply put, site-centric trials are patient-centric trials. Particularly for complex and high enrolling protocols, sites spend an enormous amount of time interpreting visit schedules and scheduling all of their upcoming patient visits correctly. When sponsors provide sites with a digital tool that easily calculates visit dates and permitted visit windows based on the protocol, site teams can spend more time communicating with patients, building relationships with them, and providing higher quality care, all of which can lead to better patient identification and retention. So, what tools do sites need in a digital visit management system? Consider a platform that allows sites to use a built-in protocol-based calculator that automates a visit schedule, so every patient visit scheduled adheres to the correct visit windows per the protocol. This prevents patients from experiencing canceled or rescheduled visits and decreases the risk of protocol deviations. Consider being able to categorize patients by enrollment status to ensure that no patient falls through the cracks. Sites can visualize whether potential candidates still need to be contacted or whether patients in pre-screening need follow-up to get their first visit scheduled. They should be able to set email reminders for patient visits, so no patient arrives without a site team member ready to work with them. They should have visibility into tasks completed by their colleagues, so site staff can seamlessly jump in to work with different patients and pick up where a colleague left off. They can avoid asking the patient redundant questions or repeating or missing steps in the care process. They should be able to connect their calendars to prevent double booking or incorrect booking. When site calendars are synced, someone will always be available and ready to care for incoming patients. And they should be able to configure digital checklists based on their protocols, so site staff can swiftly check off visit tasks to keep patients moving forward in their process. When site workflows are improved, patients benefit. In Study Team, sites can easily see when upcoming visits should occur, schedule these visits, send visit reminders to themselves or other site staff, track visit completion, and even check off protocol activities as they are completed at each visit. Lastly, we know sites are asked to use so many different systems across all of the trials they are running. Having one platform that enables sites to streamline workflows across multiple trials frees up even more time to care for patients. On a greater level, it creates more opportunity for sites to identify patients more efficiently for the trials that best match their needs. This prevents patients who have been referred to trials or who self identified to trials from getting stuck in a holding pattern with no one contacting them about the next step forward in their trial search. For sponsors, collecting program or portfolio level data in the same system gives you even broader insight into how recruitment and enrollment are progressing and where there may be enrollment barriers impacting more than just one trial. Looking across all of your trials, you can make informed decisions about how to write more trial-centric trials now and in the future. What cross-trial recruitment capabilities do sites need, though? Consider functionalities such as the ability for sites to build out a database of patients across all of their trials, and the ability to filter and match patients to other trials that are more suited to them. This way, patients who don't qualify for one study can be considered for another one. This prevents them from having to start over in their entire trial search process. There should be easy integration with referral partners, so patient referrals can stream directly to sites in the system where they're already managing their enrollment. This ensures that site staff have instant visibility into new referrals and can contact them quickly while the patient is still interested. It should have a customizable and user-friendly experience for collecting patient pre-screening information so that sites are incentivized and eager to use the tools that also benefit their patients. And it should facilitate secure communication of data with sponsors while recruitment and enrollment are happening. So sponsors gain program or portfolio level visibility into barriers to enrollment. When you can understand patterns in perceived burden and barriers across trials, you can make decisions to ensure that every trial is more accessible, not just one at a time. You can invest in recruitment sources that you see are driving eligible, diverse patients, and you can also meet patients where they are. In Study Team, sites can build a database of their patients, and they can use the system for all of the trials that they are running. They can capture things like research indications, therapeutic areas, custom patient tags, demographic data, and more, and then easily filter on any of those criteria to quickly match patients to the right trial. With Study Team data, you can deep dive into site performance across your portfolio. You can see which sites are over or underperforming, and you can gauge your ability to meet enrollment forecasts based on the total available patient funnel. In this graph, you can see the percent progress each of your sites has made toward their enrollment goals against time since site activation. The circle sizes are relative to the number of potential subjects each site has added into Study Team, so you can predict how likely each site is to stay on target or whether sites are struggling to identify enough patients to enroll. You can analyze where and why patients are falling out of the recruitment funnel. Are you seeing the pre-screen failure or screen failure rates that you anticipated? And are they being driven by the criteria you anticipated? Or is something unexpected hindering enrollment? Looking across your trials, you can identify cross-trial trends and find ways to address these on current and future trials. And remember when I mentioned allowing patient referrals to flow into the same system where sites are already managing their recruitment and enrollment? This also gives sponsors the ability to track the performance of various recruitment campaigns across your trials. Maybe one campaign is outperforming others in identifying an eligible and diverse patient population. Maybe sites are running their own highly successful advertisements that you could further support. You can assess the ROI of these various recruitment channels and make sure the resources you are investing are meeting patients where they are. As you gather earlier top of funnel data across more of your trials, you can find more ways to reach, enroll, and retain patients. You can then invest in recruitment sources that provide a diverse pool of potential candidates, reduce burdens that might lead patients to decline to participate, and ensure protocols are not written in a way that is unnecessarily restrictive. Study Team can help you do all this and more. Around the globe, we're helping sponsors and sites run clinical trials more effectively and allowing sites to focus more on the patients who are at the heart of clinical research. Dr. Nielsen, a Danish physician, highlights how Study Team drives patient centricity for her site. It allows her and her team to focus on matching the right patients to the right trials. It improves their patient communication, so they follow up with patients in a timely and efficient manner to ensure no patient falls through the cracks and to ensure they feel like the process is moving along and they're not getting stuck. And in her words, making sites' lives easier makes patients' lives easier. So, are you ready to implement a more patient-centric trial design? By giving sites access to digital pre-screening processes and visit management tools across their trials, and by collecting early, actionable data across your portfolio, you can improve patient access, engagement, and retention in clinical trials and accelerate patient recruitment. Thank you so much for joining today. If you're interested in learning more, please scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about One Study Team and how we're using technology to address this and other challenges in the recruitment and enrollment space. Thank you so much.